So, in a recent interview promoting freedom and discussing the upcoming 50th anniversary of Journey, Neal Schon has actually opened the door for former members, specifically Steve Perry, Gregg Rolie, to return to the band in some limited capacity. So, this is, I think, a very interesting development. We know that Neal has been pretty friendly with Steve Perry these days. He even says so in this interview. He says that they still mostly talk business, but they don't go through lawyers anymore. They email, they talk every once in a while. And we know that Neal is, of course, still on very good terms and friends with Gregg Rolie. So, when speaking about Journey's 50th anniversary, Neal said in an interview um, USA Today that um, he said, quote, "I think with our 50th anniversary next year, there's room for everybody to jump in if they want to participate. If Steve Perry wanted to come on and sing a song, yes. If Gregg Rolie wanted to come sing a couple of songs, yes. Randy Jackson can come sit in on some of the material. He played on a lot of hits on Raised on Radio." So it seems that for their 50th anniversary, Neal's very open to the idea of having former members back. And I mean, look, I don't think Steve Perry would do it. He doesn't seem to be very interested in touring these days. He did Traces 4 years ago, and he did the acoustic version of Traces more recently, and he did his Christmas album. But he hasn't done any touring on any of that material. Hasn't played any of that live, other than a couple of one-off live performances with Eels in 2014. Steve Perry has not really performed live in almost 30 years. So I don't think that he would do it, although if there ever was a time to come out of retirement and just do a couple of performances here and there, it would be the 50th anniversary of Journey, because a lot of bands don't reach that milestone, especially with every member is still alive. So that is extremely rare for a band hitting 50th anniversary. So it would absolutely make sense for Steve Perry to come back a little bit. I think the much more likely scenario is Gregg Rolie would come back, because Gregg Rolie is very friendly with Neal Schon. He is still performing live. He has a new band, New Soul. He performs with Ringo. So it would absolutely make sense for Gregg Rolie to come back and play with the band as a guest, maybe sing a couple songs like Just the Same Way, things like that, even some older stuff from some of the early albums. So I think it's pretty possible to see Gregg Rolie. And then Randy Jackson absolutely makes sense to come back in a live capacity, because he not only did he help them with record Raised on Radio, but he was actually the bassist on Freedom, Journey's most recent album that came out yesterday. So, I mean, and maybe, who knows, maybe we get other people back. I mean, I'm kind of doubting that they're going to get George Tickner or Ainsley Dunbar or anyone like that, but who knows? I really like this approach from Neal. I'm glad that he is actively acknowledging the 50th anniversary and celebrating it, and is looking to do some sort of awesome tour to celebrate it. Sometimes bands reach that milestone and they don't really do anything. An example would be Styx, who hit their 50th anniversary this year, and they did nothing to celebrate it. They're just on a normal tour. So I hope that we do see Steve Perry and Gregg Rolie, Randy Jackson, and maybe anyone else, maybe Steve Augeri, anyone from Journey's epic legacy. I hope that they return, even if it's for one song on one night or one show, anything. I mean, can you imagine a Journey show where we have Our Now, and then Steve Augeri runs on and sings Higher Place or All the Way, and then at the end of the show, Steve Perry comes on and they sing together or something? That would be an insane event. So, I just wanted to throw together a quick video just kind of going over some news that I read from this interview with Neal, because I think it's worth noting that I don't think it's likely, but I think that if there ever was a chance for Steve Perry to come back to Journey in any capacity, it would be on the 50th anniversary. So I think at this point, we're just going to have to wait and see. So if you guys haven't, make sure you hit that subscribe button below, like the video, leave a comment, check out all the other Journey content I have, including the review for Freedom, and then I have the History of Journey series where I've reviewed every single Journey album, and then I have the 5 single reviews for the Freedom singles as well. So definitely check into all that stuff. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the couple of videos that I have left for Journey, and then we'll move on to some different music. So until next time, guys.